What is going on, good people? We're doing live drafts right now on Underdog Fantasy using promo code Smitty, and they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. Get in. This is live. We're live right now. File on in. Hit that thumb up button. We're drafting live. Playoff fantasy football drafts. You draft a team, you're taken into the entirety of the playoffs, so you have to be strategic. You have to draft a team that can not only excel in wild card weekend and make it into the next round, because every single round of the playoffs is an advancement, a checkpoint, so to speak. And Jeb is first in the building. Travis is next. Sandu is third. File on in. Let's do some live fantasy football playoff drafts. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and we are doing some live drafting, good buddies. We're doing live drafting, playoff drafting on your screen. You see, let me drop the link real quick to the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty link right here. Let me drop this and pin it here. This will get you dollar for dollar a bonus match of up to $100 on your first deposit, and this link is where you need to go. I pinned that in the live chat. I'll give those of you that have not signed up yet, you didn't take your boy Smitty's advice and do this earlier so that you didn't have to race and try and do it to get into the first draft, but we'll wait about 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll jump into a draft. But I will be drafting live with you guys here on Underdog Fantasy, trying to accumulate the best possible team walking into the fantasy football playoffs, one that can withstand every single round, because we will be, let's see, fantasy football mock drafting. There we are, mock drafting. Sorry, just taking care of some housekeeping there behind the scenes. We'll be drafting teams that need to win every single round of the playoffs, because if you, let's say, stockpile on Mahomes and KC Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagle players, well, guess what? Ziggy, studio on. Ziggy, activate. There we go. Not only will your boy Smitty be showing you the best possible strategy for drafting a team that can win wild card weekend, but also sustain throughout the entirety of the playoffs. We'll be talking about Fantasy Football 2023 all the way through. We're jumping into the mitten draft right now. Link is pinned in the live chat. The link is in the description of the video. We're jumping into an Underdog mitten number 4, as you can see on my screen right here. It's don't click it yet. It is $250,000 in prizes. First place will get $35,000, as you can see on my screen right here. Second place will get $17,500, and so on. And the lineups you're going to be building, you're going to have 5 bench spots. You're going to have 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 flex, and 2 wide receiver / tight ends. 5 bench spots. Click the enter button now, because I've got about 5 to 7 second delay at this point, and I'm going to be jumping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the mitten we go. They fill really quick. Sometimes there's about 3 or 4 randoms in there as well. If you got in a different draft, don't worry. We'll jump into the next draft together. Your boy Smitty got the 4 pick. I'm going to go to board view. We should be hearing from our boy RSF 49ers, Dr. Raj, who's going to come on here and talk a little bit of McCaffrey and Debo and Purdy and 49er expectations for this weekend's game against the Seattle Seahawks, which I've got my bracket right here. This is the bracket. This is these are my picks. These are my picks. On the left side, Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincinnati, the Chargers and the Jaguars, Seattle, San Francisco, the Giants, Minnesota, Dallas, and Tampa. This is my bracket here. I've since changed my winner to the Bengals, going with my heart. I kind of have an instinct that the Chiefs are going to be really tough to beat this year, but I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going with my boy Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow. Get burrowed. People are getting burrowed left and right, and now we begin. The draft is underway. This is not the first draft. Don't you worry. Josh Allen goes number 1. Number 2 on the clock. Eagle is on the clock. 21 seconds left. you keep this team in the entirety of the playoffs. So if you draft a Mahomes, you can't use him wild card weekend. If you don't win wild card weekend, you're out, and Mahomes is useless to you. But it doesn't mean you don't draft Mahomes, because if you believe Mahomes will be the number one quarterback and the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl, he will play as many games as Josh Allen will, because Josh Allen will get picked off by Mahomes and the Chiefs if you believe that to be the case. So doesn't mean you don't draft Mahomes at number 2 or 3, and he just went at number 3. Let's go with Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow at this point. I'm going to swing on over here. Part of me wants to go Jamar. I don't think Jamar is going to fall to me, but let's see if he does. We'll go Joe Burrow. Go back to board view. Joe Burrow to your boy Smitty. Jalen Hurts goes number 5. I do like taking Jalen Hurts in a lot of. There's Jamar. You tend to get Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown more than you can get Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So unfortunately, Jamar went. Stephon Diggs went. I'm on deck here. Let's go over to the list. So Kelsey's there. AJ Brown is there. I'm probably going to go, man, AJ Brown just went. I want to go Kelsey, but the problem is I'm going to have a conflicting team with Joe Burrow and then Travis Kelsey. So I'm better off predicting a 49er versus Cincinnati contest and have two opposing players that are both going to score points in, wild card weekend, because Philly's on a bye. So Debo is playing wild card weekend, and if I do believe the Niners could go all the way, I'm going to get every single game out of Debo Samuel. I'm going to get every single game out of Joe Burrow. So the strategy is very, very crazy. And once you pick up a team that you want to maybe roll with, you might want to build around that team. And then the next draft, you could build around a KC win. You could build around a Minnesota going 2 or 3 rounds if you wanted to. You can do whatever you want. Driven coming in with a super chat. Birds all day, says Driven. Appreciate you. Or Driven is driven in. Driven on in. Appreciate you, Driven. Driven says Devontae Smith will be there. All right, Justin Jefferson, Kittle, Travis Kelsey, Debo. All right, let's go back to the players. I'm going to queue some people up. McKinnon is there. T. Higgins is there. Austin Eckler is there. Those are the best players at this point in the draft, in my opinion. Even though Eckler might only go 1 or 2 rounds, he's still going to win you wild card week, and he's still going to help win you the second round potentially, and so you got to consider him. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk on deck at this moment. The team before me's got Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey stack, which is absolutely sick, but they got to make it out of wild card weekend. Kelsey and Mahomes are on a bye, so as good as his team is, and Higgins is his only scorer so far that can score points in wild card weekend, so your team could be the best team in the world, but it's got to make it. Now, I've got 2 guys that are already, do I go Eckler or McKinnon? I'm going to go Eckler. I'm going to smash wild card weekend. I've still got a team that's built for the future in Joe Burrow and Debo in terms of getting all the way to the big dance, because in this particular contest, I'm anticipating a Bengal versus Niner Super Bowl. So even though I could have went McKinnon, it's going against my strategy to have McKinnon not necessarily he could go for as far as Eckler could go in terms of wins of number of games won if I'm predicting the Cincinnati Bengals to go to the Super Bowl. But I want to build a team that allows me to have a wild card weekend win so I can advance, and I'm not wanting to. Oh, I'm on the clock again. So Mixon, I might go Mixon here. Go Mixon. So I've got Joe Burrow, I've got Joe Mixon, and I've got Debo Samuel. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good. It's banking on a Bengal Niner Super Bowl, and it also gives me 2 amazing, potentially 1 to 2 potential amazing games out of Austin Eckler if the Chargers do advance. I like that a lot. Okay, so players to queue up for this next round. I mean, if you look at my squad here, I've got definitely in need of some wide receivers at this point. I've got Joe Mixon that can go the distance, and you only have to start one running back. So I'm going to stop drafting running backs, I think, at this point. I've already got my quarterback that's going to go from wild card weekend to the Super Bowl. I don't even need to draft quarterbacks anymore at this point. I'm going to probably focus a lot on wide receivers. However, Cook is an interesting queue right there. I'm going to queue up Cook. I'm going to queue up, let's see. I'm going to queue up Evans, Godwin. All right, let's see what this guy does right here. J.K. Bach. I don't know if that's one of ours. Let's see what he does. Imagine Cousins wins the Super Bowl. Yeah, that would be interesting, bro. All right, let's go with Godwin because I think Mike Evans could fall. And let's try and compile this Tampa Bay wide receiver crew. So Burrow, Eckler, Mixon, Debo, Godwin. Very, very good considering the bracket, right? When you look at this, you've got to consider I've got the Bengals winning this game, winning this game, winning this game, going to the Super Bowl. So playing every single step of the way. So Joe Mixon, Burrow going every single step of the way. And then in this particular bracket, even though I think Philly will probably beat the Niners, Niners are very capable. I'm going to have the Niners going from wild card weekend all the way through. So that's kind of the theory. Looks like Mike Evans went. That doggy, I don't know who that is. Is that what's one of our people? Probably got snagged by talking up my approach. Okay, it's all right. I got to talk it out. I'd rather talk it out than win a league. It's more important to tell you what's on my mind and how I'm doing this. Okay. Tyler Boyd is an interesting pick here. You know, it just guarantees you, like if the Bengals make the Super Bowl, it just guarantees me that production. Let's see who else we can queue up here. I really like the way this team's coming together, though. Look at the squad. Eckler, Mixon, Burrow, Boyd, Godwin, Debo. I do need another wide receiver if possible that could maybe... I mean, Boyd and Debo could be my two. Yeah, I mean, if the Bengals make the Super Bowl. But I need another additional player, a flex that could potentially show up in the Super Bowl. So I got to try and figure out at some point what wide receiver, what player might just fit that bill. And then if we go to board view, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more picks left. So we'll see. Niners could go all the way, but it's a lot to ask of Purdy. Yeah, true, Travis, but I mean, stranger things have happened, bro. All right, let's see. We're on deck here. I'm pretty sure I know who I want to go with. I'm probably going to go at this point. I'm probably going to go... I'm probably going to go Tyreek Hill. I'm going to go for a wild card smash in Tyreek Hill. So that gives me Debo, Tyreek Hill, Godwin. I should have at least 3 guys competing for big numbers in wild card weekend. And that includes my flex. And so if Eckler and Mixon, one of those guys should be going nuts in wild card weekend. This should be a very good wild card weekend potential team. I shouldn't have a problem, I would think, advancing with this team through the first round. It's a very wild card weekend built team. Ron, what do you think of that? It's a pretty good squad, eh? This is very wild card weekend friendly, but also has a ton of future built into it. Eckler is the player that's going to give me 1 or 2 games, but I got Mixon, Joe Burrow, Debo heading to the Super Bowl to meet Joe Burrow. Some wild card production and Tyreek Hill. Okay, and I'm not going quarterback. I don't need a quarterback because this is going to be contingent on Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow making it to the big dance. Let's go Kadarius Toney. I think he's got some appeal. I think he's got some nice appeal as a wide receiver that could win, score for several. What's up, Sam? All right, let's get out of here. We're going to get in another one in just 1 second. At this point, let's go with, I know what I'm going to do. How many picks do I have left? 2 picks left? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I got a lot of wide receivers. I don't know that I need any more. Well, are there going to be any receivers that... I don't see any that are gonna be hanging out. I'll take just a little gamble, just make sure I'm covered at quarterback in case somehow, some way Lamar has a big monster outing or something. And then my last pick is gonna be Eli Mitchell. Part of me wants to take another quarterback. I don't even need 2 quarterbacks, but let's see. Zay Jones is appealing. Let's go. You know what? I bet you very few people are going to have Samaje Perine. And if anything happens to Mixon, that could be a huge... Ron knows what I'm talking about. That could be a huge difference maker if something were to happen to Mixon and nobody has Perine but me, or that are left. So I'm gonna go Perine there. I think it's a really crafty pick. Samaje, especially if you got Mixon, Samaje and Mixon together. That's a solid squad. That's probably one of my favorite squads there. Okay. That's really good. I want to see what they score me at. Smitty got Moonman number 4 coming down the pike. I do, and all my $9.99 YouTube exclusive members are going to find out about it first. I'm going to create a video saying, hey, here's the name. I'm dropping it later today or tomorrow. Don't tell anybody. You're an elite group of people that get to hear about who it's going to be. This is the name. And that's one of the advantages of being a part of the YouTube exclusive membership. So make sure you get on top of that. Back. I ordered a chair. What did it say my ranking is? 149. They hate my teams. Always hate my teams. Here's my chair. I just ordered this bad boy. This will be coming here. This chair is going to go in the corner here. I love this chair. This chair will probably be what I do my Dynasty shows in, potentially. We'll have to see. But I'm going to put my chair over there in the corner. I got a chair in the corner that I'll have to move out and do something else with in the rest of the house. It's a really cool chair, though. But this bucket chair... is my favorite. It's going in the corner. It's not leaving my studio. It's so comfortable. And I can do some segments over there anyway. But I'm getting this rocket chair, which has a subwoofer and speakers in it. It's pretty amazing. This looks really comfortable too. Looks like a pretty nice chair. So we'll have that chair. I'll be doing my show from that chair in probably Thursday evening. Hopefully it comes by then. And I'll put it together, and if I can even lean over. All right, let's get into another draft. What do you think of that chair, people? You like it? All right. Click on the mitten right now. Enter, because I'm going to get in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, my back's killing me. Jump into these drafts. We'll do another one, don't worry. So they fill like in 4 seconds. Because you're competing with a bunch of random people as well. But if you got into a draft that I'm not in, it doesn't matter. We're still drafting together. And if we advance to the next round together. Just try and put together a team like I'm explaining that can weather through wild card weekend and also get through the remaining rounds. Yeah, I like the chair. It looks smooth too. It's definitely fit for the studio, so I'm pretty excited about it. The text, yeah, I can do the text to speech. Okay, so I'm drafting from the 1 pick in this one. That's nice. Do we go with Josh Allen or do we go? Kind of have to when you're drafting at the one pick. You're getting him the entire wild card weekend through the Super Bowl if he does make it to the Super Bowl. And that's, you know, if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, the winner of this will have Josh Allen. No, nope, didn't get in yours. Okay, sorry, Ron. It depends on, I can't see how many randoms are in the one I'm jumping in, and sometimes it's like 4 already in it, and I'm the 5th, and then there's 1 spot. We'll do it again, don't worry. Oh, Josh Allen, I'm going to time out. But if Josh Allen makes it to the Super Bowl, if the Bills go to the Super Bowl, I almost guarantee, I can't guarantee it, but I think that it's a very strong likelihood that the winning team will have Josh Allen. You know, that's just kind of the way it is because he's going to score so many points. And if he does play every single round into the Super Bowl, he's going to have just a massive amount of production. And Mahomes, you know, if Mahomes makes it to the Super Bowl, he will score as much or more than Josh Allen because Josh Allen won't play that final game. Even though Mahomes is on a bye, he will play the final game if he makes it to the Super Bowl because he has to go through Buffalo, or Buffalo has to go through KC. Then, you know, that they'll play the equal number of games if the Bills lose to the Chiefs and the Chiefs end up going to the Super Bowl. So it's all strategy. And you don't get to redraft. You don't set your lineup. It's optimal lineup set for you. Yeah, do you have a name? Name the chair. We'll call the name Joseph B. The Joe Burrow chair. Absolutely. I second that. Oh, my back is killing me. Oh. See, if I was sitting in that chair, it looks like it's gonna. Let's look at that chair again. It's gonna spoon. It's gonna spoon with me. That chair just looks like it's gonna cradle you, gonna hold you, and tuck you in at night. It's gonna literally whisper sweet nothings in your ear. This chair is like a. I don't know, like a butler. This chair will take care of you, caress you, hold you, and rock you. It's called a rocker too. It's gonna rock you to sleep. Okay, I can't wait to get it. Deebo Samuel, Kelsey, AJ Brown. Okay, who's left? I'm on deck. Okay, I'm on the clock. God, this is tough. It comes down to, do I think CeeDee Lamb could even go 2 rounds? I think Higgins will, but I'm already going Buffalo Bill. This is where it really is tough. I know I want Eckler from this group, so I'm going to draft him and give myself another 30 seconds to decide. I probably want to go T. Higgins. I think he just plays more games. So, not my favorite. I hate drafting from the 1 spot right now because I don't feel like you have the same ability to build a cohesive team that can march through together in unison. You know, it doesn't make as much sense. Let's see here. We got Raj in the building. Let me see if I can add Raj in. Raj, what's up, my guy?
What's up, man? Can you see me? Is it good? We good?
Yeah. Let me see if I can get you moved over. Yeah, man. So we're drafting right now on Underdog. So I'm going to talk to you kind of while I do that, or I'll pause after this draft. But so everybody knows Raj, RSF 49ers on YouTube, on Instagram. You got how many followers you got on IG now? 200,000 and what?
226, 227, something like that.
That's crazy, bro. Congrats on that. And go check out his YouTube as well. Is that link in your bio on Instagram? Or just go to youtube.com/RSF49ers.
Same, yes, the RSF 49ers. Same thing.
Raj, tell us what to expect. Like right now we're drafting. Let me show you the board view of this draft. So this is a playoff draft. I don't know if you can see the screen.
It's kind of, but yeah, I see it.
McCaffrey went number 3 overall. This is a playoff draft. Your team, you keep your team through the entirety of the playoffs, and you have to win wild card weekend. It's best ball, so it sets your optimal lineup for you. You don't set your lineup, but Christian McCaffrey is most likely going to be scoring the most points, so he will be set for you. But what can we expect out of Christian McCaffrey in the wild card game against Seattle? Is he going to get like 80% of the volume? Are they going to use all 3 backs? Or is this something from a fantasy perspective there could be some room for disappointment in the playoffs for McCaffrey?
No, I mean, obviously they'll use Mitchell a little bit. I mean, I don't think Mason's going to get a lot of carries in the playoffs. It's Kyle Shanahan. He's going to trust the veterans. He's not going to put the ball in the youngsters' hands. Elijah Mitchell's a guy that's coming off an injury. He looked good. He didn't need too much to get back in the action, you know. He had 2 touchdowns. I think Elijah Mitchell definitely is going to be a nice change of pace guy. He can hit those outside zone reads. But Christian McCaffrey is going to get a lot of carries. He's playoff McCaffrey. Like, this is the crazy thing is the other day on Sunday when they played the Cardinals, the CMC was playing on a sprained ankle this week, right? So you would think he'd be limited. The guy went out there and he had another hell of a day. Like, he is Brock Purdy's safety blanket outside of George Kittle. So he knows CMC is going to get the ball. He knows he's going to be open on those little screen passes, the dump offs, the little plays in the flat. And then once you start having to, protect that, boom, they can give it to Mitchell. And then if Mitchell's the guy that's going to get a few runs here, defense has got to play in and play the run for Mitchell. And then boom, CMC can hit you with whatever he can do. So I think, definitely CMC is still going to get 80% of the carries. He's going to be solid, man. I think CMC is going to go crazy in the playoffs. I know they got a lot of weapons, Debo and everybody. Kittle's the red zone guy, but I still think that this offense runs through CMC. Like, ever since he came over, the offense has changed. They're scoring 33.5 points now, and CMC is a big reason for that. And Brock loves CMC. That's his guy, and you can see it like every week. CMC is like the reason why they start to get on rolls and the offense starts clicking. He's gonna pace them down the field. So do I think that he'll have a bad game or less targets or less carries? No, I think CMC. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be solid. I built a couple. Bless you. I built a couple Purdy, Debo, and McCaffrey teams in this. And the cool part is they're going the entirety of the playoffs. If you guys make the Super Bowl, you're playing every single round. And so I'll put the bracket up here. Here's my bracket. Don't get upset. Here's my bracket. Let me drag you onto the screen here. Hold on.
Oh, I already see it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me drag you on the screen here. So here's my bracket. I've got on the NFC side of it, I have the Niners losing to the Eagles, but I mean, it's really close for me. And I'm building a lot of teams that package in both Niners going to the Super Bowl and Eagles going to the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's crazy to think either one could. So I'm building teams from these fantasy drafts that have both, encompass both. The teams where I say, okay, let's pretend the Niners go to the Super Bowl. You literally go every single round, so you get all those points. So it's such a great way to build. If you think the Eagles are going to go to the Super Bowl, they don't play in week 1 of the playoffs, so you don't get any points from those players. So it's harder to build using Philadelphia players because you got to make it out of round 1 in these playoff contests. Real quickly, let me go back to this real quick. I got a draft. So my team so far, I've got Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, T. Higgins, Miles Sanders, Chris Godwin. I'm going to go Mike Evans here because you got to make it out of wild card weekend, so I have to score big points.
And I think Tampa Bay will take out Dallas. I agree with you. And you're right. It's smart to take the Niners because if they make a deep run, they get that first week, and those guys are going to be churning every week. So I think definitely a good pick. I'm a little upset about your Philadelphia over San Francisco pick in the for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I go back and forth. I go back and forth on it. Like I have brackets. Like when I do brackets, Let me see if I can get you in a different.
I mean, it's all good. I get it. Philadelphia probably will be the favorite, but playing in Philly, Brock Purdy's the rookie. We'll see, man. I liked your Cincinnati over Kansas. That is bold, baby.
Well, at first, when I first, let me see if I can get you. There we go. When I first did this, I had KC beating Cincy, but I told everyone I'm wavering. I'm tempted to like switch this, and then the next day I'm like, you know what? I'm going with Joseph Burrow. He's my dude. We're predicting it to happen. So, but I think this game right here, like if I'm doing a bracket contest, like a bracketology, playoff pool, I'm doing multiple entries, and one of my entries will have the Niners going to the Super Bowl. If I'm forced to pick one of the variety on one bracket, I had to go with my one pick here. I just think Philly looks. I know they haven't looked as good lately, but it's because Hurts has been out. He was rusty coming back a little bit. The defense, I know, it gives up a lot of big plays and yardage, but they still make plays. Purdy's done really well, but it's going to be pretty a lot of pressure.
There's going to be a lot of pressure. He's a rookie in the playoffs, and teams are going to turn it up a notch. They're going to bring the pressure. It's not going to be easy. I know he's been poised in the pocket and been very calm and confident in the regular season. Regular seasons hits different than the playoffs. The playoffs hit different, basically. So, I mean, there's been so many quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, like regular season, you're like, oh my God. And then the playoffs come and you're like, what happened? So we'll see. I think Brock Purdy has what it takes, and he has a good team around him. That's the big difference is Brock Purdy has a phenomenal team around him. A lot of players never have this luxury. We talked about it in the offseason when we were talking about Trey and how he's in such a good position, but now Brock Purdy's in that position. And also they have CMC, which they didn't have at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, he's in a beautiful position offensively. And defense, man, this Niner defense is just, it's unbelievable. And I don't know if a lot of teams are going to be able to stop this defense. And I feel that can help Brock and these Niners kind of go far. So,
hey, what do you think? I'm on the clock right now, and Waddle's still there, and we're in like round.
You got to go Waddle, man.
I'm curious. Like, we don't think Tua's playing, right? I mean, there's just no way, right?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, if you want to take, because of this, the way, like you said, you have to make it out the first round, you'd lose so many points with taking Waddle there because they're probably not going to beat Buffalo. And even in that game, even if, they have a big game, I don't think it's going to be enough because no Tua.
No, I took him just because he's playing one game. So the wild card week and he scores points. I don't think there's a shot Tua plays, but even if he doesn't, what's his name? Bridgewater's dealing with just the pinky. Yeah. He can get the ball to him, I guess, enough for one game. But I've got Godwin, I've got Mike Evans. Hopefully they go a couple rounds. I got T. Higgins. Hopefully go the distance.
Ayuk there, baby.
Yeah, I've drafted quite a bit of Ayuk.
You know who you got to get in there? Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, no thanks.
Son of a bitch, dude. He cost me.
Yeah. Raj needs a Joseph Burrow chair too. I'm getting this chair, Raj. Look at this. Because of my back. This is my chair that I just bought right now. And it's coming. Look.
Look at I need a chair like that too, man.
It's got speakers in it and everything, bro.
I like it. I like that chair, bro. How's your back doing today?
It's about 80% is bad, so like a 20% increase, which is enough for me to sit. Enough for me to sit.
Exercises help? Those exercises
Yeah, I've been doing those. I remember those when I was little. Or not little, but when I was like 18, I kept pulling my back out, and it happened like twice a year in that same area, the sciatic area.
Yeah,
and I remember doing those stretches where you'd like flatten your back on the ground and flatten your back on the ground. I don't know what gave out. It was sore, and then I already kind of pulled it. I was working out, and then I just leaned over. I wasn't even doing anything crazy. I just leaned over to pick up something and my daughter at the same time, and it just blew. Bro.
I said you did that band move and
I just fell, bro.
You probably bent and snapped and twisted. You probably twisted that spine. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pulled my back out, dude, from coughing so much. But I feel better.
That's good, bro.
I think I'm like at 60, 70% better. But man,
good.
like these last few days been. But today, at work, I did some like manual stuff. I did some hot pack. I did some foam roller. The foam roller, oh God, that was like the greatest thing ever today. I was using the foam roller. Oh man, that was like my best friend. And then I hit the E-stim. I hit the E-stim on the back. That was good treatment. So yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow.
You think DK could do something against the Niner D, or you think he's not going to do much?
I mean, he could. Last time he hasn't had a big time game against the Niners. If Seattle is going to show anything, they're gonna hope that DK does something. But these last 2 games, Mooney Ward has put the clamps on this guy and just held him in check, got under his skin. You would think they're gonna try to move him away from Ward and try to match him up against Diamador Lenore. So maybe, but it's gonna be raining, and I think that doesn't bode well for the passing game of Seahawks. And then the Niners defense, I don't know. I think it's risky to take DK. I mean, he has the talent. He's a good player, but with the elements, I don't know if it's Jesus, sorry. I don't think it's the smartest move taking him.
Bless you, Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give me before just let's hit some Niner stuff real quick for this game. Give me a stat prediction for Kenneth Walker. And the Niners are obviously, most everyone, not just you, think that the Niners are going to win. So this is his, in a playoff fantasy football setting, he's got 1 game. So if you draft him, you're getting him for 1 game. What's his stat line going to be so people know whether he's worth drafting?
This is the thing. Niners defense is just crazy. They've been shutting players down. Run game. If you can run on the Niners, you're going to do well against them. But I think the Niners shut him down. Maybe he has, 13, 14 carries, 15 carries, 59 yards at most. I think they're going to shut the run game because that's the key to stopping anybody in the Niners. I think they're going to shut down Walker. And if
he's my boy.
Again, if I'm wrong and they are able to run the ball, Seattle's going to make this a game. But if the 49ers are going to win this game, it's because they're going to stop the run. And I think Kenneth Walker is probably not going to have that big of a game this weekend.
He's my boy. He's my boy.
What's up?
He's my boy, Walker, and I'm not drafting him in a lot of these drafts because I don't think the Niners are going to lose, and so therefore you get 1 game, and I don't know that the game is guaranteed to be a good one for him. So I've been avoiding him. So Lockett, DK, more potential, obviously, because the defense is stronger against the run. Plus, you got to think the Niners will probably be up at halftime, and then they get kind of extend the lead a little. And then the Seahawks will be throwing, which is good for the receivers. Give me an Ayuk and Debo stat line.
I'm going to say Ayuk, 7 catches, 86 yards, like the standard BA, 70, 86, maybe a tutty. Debo, I feel like him and Brock are still learning, to get the ropes together. Debo's got to knock the rust out. I think he'll have like 3 catches, 35 yards, but he'll have about 2 or 3 carries. He'll get a big run, 15-yard run. He might get a touchdown. I think Debo might get one of those little end-around running touchdowns. He almost got one this week against Arizona. They ran him out to the right side, and he got like a big chunk game. I can see Debo getting one of those big chunk games. Maybe he might break it for a touchdown, but I'm not expecting like a huge game from Debo. I think Kittle again is the guy, red zone monster. I think that's the guy you want to have on your team, and I think that CMC is the guy that's going to pace them and get the big touchdowns. Maybe you guys just get a touchdown.
I think let's see here. Didn't Kenneth Walker just get about 100 total yards against the Niners? Let me see. Ken Walker
might have been garbage time.
No, he's receiving because like they threw to him, I think. So yeah, he had 47 rushing yards, 32 receiving, 4 catches.
Yeah, it was
so
like
that was like a pretty good day for him. It wasn't 100 total yards, but it was close.
Yeah, I wonder if he can 47 yards. So
I wonder if they throw to him enough that he can get near like 90, 100 yards. But
I mean, with the Niners, you have to throw. Like that was one thing that last year, especially against like the Rams and stuff, they would always throw those screen passes to the running backs, and I feel like that's one little way to kind of neutralize the Niners, and they might throw to him enough to make him worthwhile, but I don't think he's going to have that huge of a game. Again, I don't think he's going to have that big of a game.
And yeah, Debo. So what was the total yardage on Debo? So a shot at a touchdown.
I think all-purpose Debo is going to have close to like 60, 70 yards all-purpose, and then a tutty maybe. But you never know. Debo's the type of guy that he can just go crazy at any moment. And it is the playoffs. You know, last year in the playoffs, he put the team on his back, and he says, look, man, just give me the ball. But this year they got CNC, and they got so many weapons, and Debo, or not Debo, but Kittle and Purdy have this great connection. I don't know. I just think Debo's going to have maybe a moderate type game, but I do think there's a threat of a touchdown. Like,
all right, give me a Kittle stat line. Kittle,
oh man, Kittle's going crazy. He's going to have 6 or 7 catches. He'll have about 80 to 90 yards and 2 touchdowns.
All right, guys, I'm gonna click on this. Go ahead and hit enter right now, and I'm gonna jump in 5 seconds. Okay, real quickly, Raj. Let's talk about. All right, jump in. Let's talk about. Let's see here. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson is probably. Let me see if I can hold on. Is probably not going to be. If I had to guess, not going to be in Baltimore in 2023. He didn't sign an extension, and he could have. Yeah. B, they traded away his top wide receiver option, and I'm sure he knew it was coming, but I'm sure he wasn't excited about it. Number 3, they can't seem to support him properly with his wide receivers and the way that he wants to prove he's not a running quarterback. That's been his MO the whole time he's been in the NFL. I'm a passing quarterback, and now he's got to run. Keeps getting hurt. And so I think that he doesn't feel supported. And especially when they trade away his wide receiver. Like, he doesn't feel supported, and then you trade away his wide receiver on top of that. And then the final thing that I think makes me feel like he's going to leave is that he hasn't had success there. And I think he doesn't want to continue going down a bad road, confidence-wise, feeling-wise. Like, he literally has had 3 years in a row where he's disappointed. He's been injured 2 years.
I agree. I think that he's kind of fallen down a path where it could get dark, and I think he may want to reset and just press fast forward and clean slate. Maybe go to a team with a clean slate. But there is the possibility that they give him the franchise tag. So you got to realize that he still might be on Baltimore because of the franchise tag, and then they can sort things out and say, hey, look, man, we need you. We want you. We love you, baby boy. We gave you the franchise tag. Now let's make a extension. So there is a possibility of that. I still think that's a very high possibility. I do think that there's definitely a possibility of him leaving because there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback, and he'd be well compensated anywhere. So
he's definitely the kind of person that would threaten to hold out and potentially would hold out if they wanted to tag him. Like, he would refuse to sign the tag. I agree. As we've seen, players have gained, advantage. They've gained a lot of advantage. Ron, you sniped me. That's right. I'm going to go Jamar Chase.
Get him, baby.
I want to go Diggs and Chase, but the problem is they're going to run into each other at some point.
See, those are 2 good players, though.
So let's go with Chase, and
I would take both because.
But I can take AJ Brown, or I can take Kelsey.
Oh, Kelsey, that's a good pick.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Diggs because he's playing wild card weekend.
Yeah, that's a good move. I will say this though, Smitty, with Lamar, I could also see him landing on Miami.
Yeah, we talked about that on your live.
We did talked about that. I think Lamar, like, the more I think about it, Miami seems like a good destination because you're right. He wants to be known as a passing quarterback. Like, he wants to shed the label of the running quarterback, which he is a good running quarterback, but he wants to be known as, hey, I can throw, I can sling it, right? What better team than Miami? They got 2 bona fide wide receiver threats. You got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And look what Tua did this year. He was one of the top-rated quarterbacks.
He'd be fire in Miami, bro. If he lands in Miami, which is I believe one of the best landing spots for him and the most likely landing spots. Number 1, Miami Mike is super aggressive. He's the kind of coach that would make this trade happen. He would pay the price. He would be aggressive enough to do it. He won't sit back on his hands. This guy makes moves. Number 2, like you said, wide receiver options. He would look phenomenal, and he would be able to do exactly all the things I laid out. You just talked about right there.
Yeah,
they help solve it. He wants to be known as a passer. He's got 2 elite wide receivers. He wants to be supported. He's getting supported. He wants to get paid. Miami Mike would make sure he gets paid, because what happens when you leave teams? You get paid more if you go elsewhere. You get paid. Yeah. It's like life. It's just the way it is in the real world too. A team looking to acquire somebody is only going to acquire them in a trade if they already can get a deal done ahead of time. So a sign and trade, he would be essentially franchise tagged, and he would only be traded when a contract was already done. So when the trade is announced, you would hear his contract immediately after. So it would solve all of his problems going to Miami. And
I think that would be the ideal situation. I know there's people that probably want to say the Jets or this team. I think the best option for him for what he wants, like we just talked about with the receivers and the offense and this and that, I think Miami would be the best. And that's a flashy place. Miami's fun. I feel like Lamar's like a fun guy, and he kind of gives me that Miami vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I could see Lamar and Tyreek, man. That'd be such a fun.
Bro.
They'd be so fun together. And Waddle, like, those guys would be fun together, man.
So Lamar to Miami's, it's probably my top projected landing spot for him. My top projected most makes the most sense, probably the most likely.
Yeah.
Lamar, but then again, trading into that conference, like I don't know if they would want to do that or not. But the next spot would be either Vegas with Devontae Adams, because he wants to go where there's a pass catcher, or potentially I could see him in New York.
The Jets.
I mean, it'd be tough to make that trade, though. I don't know if the team would actually do that.
No, I mean,
that would be crazy. Yeah, they wouldn't make that trade. They wouldn't make that.
Maybe the Raiders. I mean, Devontae's there. I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting offseason. I think there's a potential for Aaron Rodgers to go to the Raiders. Devontae and Rodgers
Brady
link back up. There's definitely Brady. Although, I mean, if I'm Brady, I'm retiring, man. This guy, there's nothing left for him to prove. That guy's getting old. Although, granted, he's still.
I could see Tom Brady in New York. I could see Tom Brady with the Jets. I could see. I know. I could see it. Miami. I could see him in Miami. I could see it. Tom Brady with the Jets. I could see Lamar with the Dolphins, and I could see Aaron Rodgers in Vegas.
That'd be weird. Tom Brady and the Jets. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would be crazy, bro. And they're a quarterback away. I don't care what people say about the Jets being the Jets. The Jets have defense. They have a running back in Breece Hall. They have the receivers. Garrett Wilson's amazing.
They got Garrett Wilson.
They're ready to go.
The Jets can go and trade. They can go and give the Buccaneers Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and like Travis said, or Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. I mean, that could work too.
Rodgers. That'd be go the Brett Favre way. Go to the Jets, just like Brett Favre.
Favre. All right, TD Strikers, you're up. What are you gonna do? Who's he got so far? He's got Hurts, Sanders, AJ Brown, Jefferson. Oh, I sniped his receiver. I didn't even think about that, Ron. You were building that team. I'm gonna go with Mike Evans, and I'm gonna go with Isaiah Pacheco.
Your boy Mitch says Vegas is going to have a tough decision between Brady or Rodgers. Honestly, if that's their decision, it's a pretty damn good problem to have. Who do you want to pick, Rodgers or Brady? Brady at like 45, 46 years old. Rodgers is 38, but they're still two hell of a quarterbacks. So, I don't know. Either one of them. Legends.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to think that Brady's just going to fall apart, man. Like, I don't know. How much?
Yeah, but didn't he break the NFL record, which was his own record in completions on the season?
He did, but if you look at that team, they got no running back. They got no running threat. I mean, they have to pass because they're always behind. Their defense was a shell of what it should have been. I mean, yeah, Brady was throwing all game every day, but he did He did. He did set broke his own record completions. Yeah. And that's crazy. He's 45 years old doing that. That's impressive.
Yeah. Smitty, what do you think about Brian Robinson going forward? I think Brian Robinson is a victim of his situation. He's very, very good. If you watch him on tape, he's a hard runner. I think in any other situation, he'd thrive. But he's in a situation where he's constantly seeing stacked boxes. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, much like Dameon Pierce did at the end of the year. And it's just one of those things where it's at what point is he gonna fail or get hurt before he gets a real shot to have good blocking and a quarterback? He needs a quarterback. Quarterback will open up everything. If let's say Aaron Rodgers or Brady landed in Washington, all of a sudden the running game would have a ton of room.
Washington, oh my God.
I mean, Washington's an attractive and an unattractive place to go play football. It's both. I don't really know.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate. I don't know. I guess they are. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just don't think I'd want to play. I don't know. Washington to me is just.
Lamar. Should I go Lamar or Dak? Who's going to play more games in the playoffs? If probably neither.
They're both losing in the first round.
Yeah, I know, but who's got the more likely chance?
The more likely chance
to play multiple games.
I'm gonna say Dallas.
Yeah, let's go Dak. I'll go Dak here. So my team so far, this is my squad. It's pretty good. I mean, the only problem I'm going to have is quarterback. If I don't have a quarterback in the final. But I got Tom Brady and Dak as my quarterback. So I'm getting some production, but probably not every round. But I've got Eckler and Pacheco. Pacheco could go the distance. Eckler could score big. Jamar Chase, Diggs, Devontae Smith, Mike Evans. It's a pretty interesting squad. I normally build different looking teams, but Brian Robinson needs a quarterback to see his production, I think, get to where it could get. Carr to Indy. I don't know. Yeah, Carr probably starts somewhere, right, Raj? Even if he fails, he'll go somewhere.
Indy, you know what? Indy makes sense. They always take those guys.
They do, bro.
No, they take those type of guys.
Uh-huh.
They always take the veteran flameouts Carr to Indy makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
I could see it, bro. That's a really good one.
Oh, God.
Carr. Derek Carr, please report to Indy.
Oh, my God. Or Jimmy Garoppolo to Indy.
Or Washington, Carr to Washington. They do that, too. But I like this. I like this Howell kid, man. Maybe he's the real deal.
He looked good on that last game. Give him a shot. He deserves a shot. But, I mean, if you got a chance to upgrade to one of these veterans, you might.
Maybe get Carr to back up Howell. Tell him he's coming in to compete, but, give it to Howell.
Unless Chicago uses their first round, their number one pick, and trade it to Indy, because I could see that happening. Because Chicago ain't drafting a quarterback. They ain't drafting a quarterback. They're trading that number one pick.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's going to be, like I said earlier on the live on our show, it's going to be fun offseason. Thank God right now the Niners, we're not worried about the offseason, but it's going to be for the whole NFL, this is going to be a crazy offseason. Last season was crazy. It's going to be crazier this year. It's the NFL, every offseason just gets wilder and wilder. More money. It's going to be insane. For the 49ers, we got to sign Nick Bosa. This man's about to get paid $30 million a year at least, most likely. It's going to be a crazy offseason, man.
This is a weird team I built. I'm basically drafting 3 QBs. Or 4 QBs. I've never done that in this draft before.
That's crazy.
Because I didn't get an early quarterback, so I had to roll. But maybe I'll have somebody that goes far. I don't know. I've never built one like that. Let's see what they score me at the end of this. Can you play underdog and all these in California or no? That's weird if you can't.
I don't think so.
That's weird, bro.
I know, it's weird, man. It sucks. You can't do anything. When I used to live in Gamble City, I used to go to the sportsbook all the time. Real quick, there's a question by Travis. He has a question. Young or Stroud? So if you're a GM, you're drafting a quarterback, you have the choice between Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Who are you taking?
I don't know. I'm gonna have an answer on that very, very shortly. I would say right now young, but give me some time because I'm still breaking down the film on the quarterbacks. Oh, for the first time, it has me projected. Oh, TD Strikers, you're up by 3 points on me here, but it has me over 200. It always hates my team. So you've got Hurts, Cousins, Miles Sanders, ETN, AJ Brown, Jefferson. Okay, my squad is it's a weird squad, but I think what that tells me is they're very much favoring getting that quarterback production. I don't know. We'll see. But this is a weird team.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do you like better? I would go young for now, but I'm going to be breaking this down.
I think most of the consensus is young. Like, I know he's good. He's the talent. He's probably the better prospect. But, man, there's something about C.J. Stroud that just I see a little bit of I don't know. I see his ceiling being, like, kind of special. I like Young. I'm not going to say I don't like him. He's good. He's probably the better prospect. But, I don't know. Right now, I would probably take C.J. Stroud. But just like you, I got to watch the tape a little bit more. I've seen a lot of C.J. Stroud, though, because I watch a lot of
down the
games. I like what I see out of this kid. He's tough. He's got the poise. I don't know. I just think that I would probably take him right now. But, man, Bryce Young is probably the better player.
Yeah, I like Young better. I don't think it's going to change, but give me some time, Travis, and I'll have a whole breakdown. But I have, obviously, Bijan Robinson is the number one running back. Gibbs, there's a lot of Corum. There's a lot of running backs that could be argued as that second back. But I'm going to have all the rookie running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, the breakdown stuff this week.
Oh, baby. Already, man.
Yeah.
I'll see you grind. I got to worry about the playoffs, so.
Yeah, I know you're in a different mindset than me because you're worried about the Niner outcome. I'm already on 2023.
Oh, I know, man. Usually though that's the case. Like once the season's over, you just move on to the off-season content and all that. But hopefully, I have to get to push that over a little bit till the end of the February. I guess check this out though, Smitty. So, I actually applied for Senior Bowl credentials. I got credentialed again. I hope I can make it. This is the second year in a row I've been credentialed for them.
Nice.
I couldn't make it next year. I want to make it. I want to do some scouting. It's going to be the first week of February, end of January, so I'm going to try to get out there. Man, it's good. It'll be dope. Are you to go? Because we might be able to go, make a little trip.
What day will it be? It's
going to be January 30th through the 4th, like that weekend.
Let me see if I can get out there and do that. That'd be some fun stuff.
You got an extra as a guest on my credentials, and we can go cover the Senior Bowl together, man.
Yeah, bro, that'd be sweet.
That'd be awesome. Dope.
All right, cool. Everybody, go follow Raj RSF 49ers on Instagram and YouTube. YouTube.com/RSF 49ers and RSF 49ers on Instagram. Biggest Instagram team page, period, right?
Sports fan page, period, yeah. Twitter page. We're like the number 2. I think Niners Nation is number 1, but it's counting.
Awesome, man. Congrats.
Yeah. Appreciate you. We're pushing 50K on Twitter. We got the 227 on Instagram, but
nice, bro.
Yeah, man.
Nice,
appreciate you. Appreciate the help. We'll talk more, and let's hope the Niners can get this dub this weekend, baby.
All right, later, Raj. Appreciate you, man.
I hope your back gets better.
Yep. Later, pal.
Take care.
RSF 49ers. Go follow my guy. Okay. I think that's going to do it for me today. My back's killing me. Hour show. It seems that's about the furthest I go. We're going to do a lot of rookie stuff this week. Probably tomorrow. I imagine I'm going to have a Bijan Robinson video tomorrow. I'll probably have a Gibbs or a Corum or another RB video tomorrow, or at least the next day. But you'll get your rookie running back breakdown probably first. You'll probably get your rookie wide receiver breakdown next, then the quarterbacks and tight ends. We usually don't do in a singular videos, but we'll cover that in some kind of probably some rookie mock draft video. We'll cover the tight ends, but it'll be QBs, running backs, wide receivers, and then a lot of individual videos on each one of them. We'll also start doing a lot of Dynasty content starting probably tomorrow, hopefully. The back injury threw me out. Everything was supposed to start Monday, but I got all jacked up. So Hopefully my chair comes by Thursday. Yeah. But I'll see you all on the flip side. Thank you all for your super chats. Thank you. I see Ron Navy in the building. Thank you to Ron and Bob, who are not only the biggest super chatter in one single show ever, but the biggest super chatter of 2023 is Bob from accounting, also known as AKA Lumberg. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. Dibben, thank you, Dibben, for dropping a super chat. Thank you all for drafting with me. Promo code Smitty at Underdog Fantasy. Link is pinned in the live chat and also in the description. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. And you too can be doing drafts like you've been watching me do all night long. And get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com for your year-round rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators. The mock draft simulator will be up shortly. The mock draft simulator will be back up shortly, and that allows you to enter your picks, your keepers for your entire league. You can enter all the keepers for your entire league and then run a mock draft simulation. Okay, your boy invented that in 2003. So I will have my famous first of its kind mock draft simulator retooled for 2023 and ready to go. So hang tight on that. But you can enter all your keepers for all your leagues, as many keepers as you want. If it's 3 keepers, and enter the exact draft slot that they're supposed to be in, and then hit run. And then you're on the clock. Every time you click the button, you're on the clock. It just simulates it right to your pick every time. Don't have to wait. It's built for impatient people, and you could just run mock draft simulation after mock draft simulation over and over and over. So that is at thefantasyfootballshow.com. Appreciate you all. Thank you for filing on in. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also live whenever news breaks. So if breaking news happens, I jump live. And I'm also live pretty much every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at midnight Eastern, which is what this show is right here. I will see you all later. Appreciate you all. I work for you. Get ready for a huge 2023. I mean, we're already breaking it down, but this is going to be an unbelievable season, and you're going to get so much content you won't be able to contain yourself. Get ready. Thank you, Peanut Butter and Waivers. Thank you, The Test. Thank you, Travis Rowe. Thank you, Mitch, for being in the live chat. Travis, appreciate you, my guy. Sam, appreciate you, Sam. Appreciate you, Dylan. Ron Navy in the building. E111. MD, appreciate you, MD. Brian Ybarra, appreciate you. Jay Easy, Mitch Cole. Who Dat Dude? Aaron Duke. Appreciate every one of you. And then, of course, first in the building tonight, appreciate Jeb and Travis and Sandu and Evan and Sean. You guys are Blind Larry in the building. Fred L. Blind Larry, what's up? Michael Zastro, Danny P, Swaggy P. Appreciate you all. See you later, guys.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.